will so-called reform in ways that will kick people off coverage. And as far as I'm concerned, those kinds of reforms are simply cuts by another name. The administration's already chosen to go against the Medicaid statute by encouraging states to enact work requirements that we know will take health coverage away from Americans who desperately need it. And now the administration is contemplating letting states put in place lifetime limits on Medicaid coverage. That is something that we have fought against for many, many years, and it sends an alarming message, one that I'd like to address right now. I'd like to quote a parent from my district whose daughter was born with a rare condition because I think she put it best. This is a quote from what she sent me. She said, "I never thought our family would be in the position to need a safety net program like Medicaid. We might not be who you think of when you think of Medicaid. The safety net is there for all Americans." So let me say, again, Medicaid is not a handout, it's a health insurance program, and it covers nearly 1 in 5 adults in my district. Medicaid is the single largest insurer for America's children, and it is a promise to every American that our country will not forsake them, even when the going gets tough. So I'm glad that I welcomed you, because I know you're going to do, this is a hard job you have, but I'd like you to commit to us now that your department will not approve requests to place lifetime caps on Medicaid health insurance coverage. I know Congressman Kennedy, a little before, was trying to get you to say that, but I'd feel much better if you can give us that commitment.
So, Congressman, I appreciate your concern there, and I think the difficult issues, and these are so complex, difficult issues, I really cannot here give you an answer on resolving a waiver I have not seen. We will take that very seriously. We have not stated an invitation or a state Medicaid director approach around that type of issue. And so I really need to work with our teams to see what the issues are, what the legal constraints even are. I don't even know the legal frameworks with regard to any issue of lifetime caps and how that would interact with our waiver or demonstration authorities. So it would just be entirely premature for me to sit here and give you an answer on that, except to say I would take it very seriously, and there has not been a statement of the administration's positions or views with regard to any request for lifetime caps in Medicaid.
Well, I hope you will visit this committee many times, and I hope you will listen to what some of us on this side of the aisle are saying. We have some very, as you've heard all afternoon, we have some very serious questions about it. We don't want any situation where our people are being knocked off of Medicaid, people who really need it. And lifetime caps is something that we've talked about for a long time here. When we were doing the Affordable Care Act, when we talked about it, it comes up quite frequently, and it's really scary. It's scary for people who don't know what they're going to do if this happens. So I take you at your word. I hope next time you come back we can have a more thorough discussion on it, but please hear what we are saying today.
I absolutely will, and I appreciate any dialogue that we can have. These are important programs and very difficult issues, and the more minds that we have at bear, the better.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
The gentleman yields back, and the chair would observe that there was a repeal of the therapy caps in the bill that we passed a week ago, and I hope the gentleman voted for that. Does the gentleman from Texas continue to reserve?
I want to continue to reserve.
All subcommittee members having been recognized, the chair will recognize Mr. Welch for 5 minutes, but it really is 5 minutes, Peter.
Well, I appreciate that, and Mr. Chairman, I thank you, and I thank you for the work you've been doing on prescription drug prices, and that's what I wanted to talk to you about, Mr. Secretary. You've got incredible experience in the pharmaceutical industry, and that may be some